Hey, welcome back, my amazing student. So the time has come for us to start creating the database and the table. Now, if you haven't noticed, this here looks like the table in our database, and it is. So with SQLAlchemy, if you guys are brand new to this, right, when we have this in extensions, I believe, on configurations right here, we have SQLAlchemy, the database URI. If you notice, we have SQLite right here, right? We're using SQLite for the database. We're using SQLAlchemy here to manage that, to manage all the CRUD operations and all the stuff that have to deal with the database. Really cool stuff. Now, the reason why we're creating this very flexible from the beginning is so that way in the future we can change, all right, how we connect or the type of database that we are using. Right now we're using a file-based database. It's for small applications or medium size. It's not something for production or, you know, if you want to use something big for production, we'll use Postgres or something like that. But for now, this is fine. In the future, we will change it. Anyway, it's time for us to start creating our database in tables. So what I'm going to do is right here, right on the root, I'm going to create a file called manage. All right. And now with this manage here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the script here every time I want to do something with my database. In this case, I want to create the database and the tables with it because we have an instance, we have a model, and these models will be, this is how is going to be included when the database is actually created. Everything will be included. So right here in manage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to import app from create app, just like that. And let me just do it right here. So let me condense this a little bit. And I'm gonna also import extensions, but I wanna import the DB from there, all right? From extensions, I'm gonna import the DB, and we're gonna be importing create app. So we got both the app and the DB. So now that we have both, we need to also import the models. We're gonna need them now. And the model that we want, the only one that we got is contact. Let's go ahead and create an instance of our application. And this is the great thing about using the application factory, or the factory pattern, application factory pattern, that we can create as many applications as we want, right? If I wanted another one, I would just give it a different, you can see here, let me go back here. This is all enclosed here, all right? So I can have multiple of this and then use it in a manage here, right? With different configurations. We can pass all those configurations here if we wanted to, right? We can go ahead and configure that. But anyway, we get a little carried away here, right? So let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's do this check that we usually do just to make sure that we are running this from the same file and we don't have no issues. And I'm going to import the app, this method here. When I say import, I'm going to bring it out and use it. It's called the app context. And we're gonna execute the most important method here, this create all. This is going to create everything for us. Let's go ahead and print this here real quick. And I'm going to say database and tables created. All right, super cool. Now we could, if we wanted to, give it the URI, but I'm not going to do that. I could go ahead and bring out the app config and bring out whatever environment variables I got there, like the SQLAlchemy database URI, and print it out, but I'm not gonna do that. We don't need to, right? So save the file, and now let's go outside here, and let's do Control tilde, okay? And I can kill this, or I can open another terminal. I'm gonna just kill this, and do Control C, and then do Python manage, and enter. And you can see that it says database and tables created. Now, if I go inside the instance folder, over directory, you can see contacts in there. And if I double click on this, all right, you can see that we have some type of table, contact. And the structure, you can see the structure right here. We have no data, of course. Now, when you see me double clicking on this, I'm using an extension called SQLite Viewer, okay? I'm using that for viewing this in VS Code. I also use another application. It's called the DB Browser for SQLite. And let me show you how, where you can find that one. DB Browser. Browser. There we go. So you can see this is the URL on top, SQLitebrowser.org. And you can go ahead and download the one that is convenient for your operating system, all right? And that looks like this. I'll show you. For those of you that are brand new, but if you're taking some of my courses, you know that this looks like this. All right, and what you do here is you drop in your file, your instance, your database. All right, so you grab this file and you just drop it in there. All right, so you go into the folder, into whatever folder you have for your application, and you find it right here. I have my application is inside a contacts manager, and you go in there and you grab this file and just drop it in that, and it should work. Okay, we're gonna use that later. Probably. Okay, we'll drop it in here and you can see all this stuff in there. Anyway, so that's it. That's it for this lecture, guys. Hopefully, for those of you that are brand new, you're liking the course, you're liking how this is actually looking, and you're gonna like how much you're gonna be learning from this stuff here. All right, I promise you that. It's gonna be really awesome stuff. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next lecture. Take care. Give me a like if you like the courses or the lectures, and I'll see you then.